Hey guys, it's Carly back with another What I Watched video, and I've tried to record this video like 3 times already and my phone keeps running out of storage and it's really annoying, so I'm gonna try to just go through this as quickly as possible. So sorry if it seems a little rushed, but I watched a good amount of things recently, so I did want to make an update, so I'm just gonna get right into it. And today I watched the I Spit on Your Grave original. This is a movie that I have never seen before. My dad wouldn't let me watch it when I was younger because of the one scene in it, and I finally picked it up off a website that was having a sale, and I was surprised by how much I did enjoy this movie. I didn't think it was too bad at all. I know some people have mixed opinions, and I actually watched the remake just this year too, and I like that one just as much as this one. It's just a little more brutal, but I did give this an 8 out of 10. I do think it's a really solid movie, actually. And then next up, I watched House 2, just watched this last night. I watched House 1 as well, which we'll get into in a little bit. I have these all out of order on my stack right now, but anyway, this movie is a little bit weirder than the first one, a lot weirder actually. I did enjoy it though, it was a fun movie. I'd just say, like, I prefer the first one over this one just because this one's a little over the top with the weirdness, and I thought the first one's storyline was more solid, and this one's kind of got like bad effects in it and all that, but it is a fun movie, so I gave it a 7 out of 10. Next up we have The Cat of Nine Tails. This is the first giallo that I've ever watched, and I have to say I'm not a big fan of crime movies, and that's kind of what these movies are all about. They're like crime with horror in them, and I don't know, I just found it to be like kind of boring and confusing, but that's just my opinion. I know a lot of people highly respect these movies, and I do have to check more out to really appreciate them, but I only gave this a 6.5 out of 10. The next up, I revisited the Amityville Horror, which someone gifted this to me, so I figured I'd pop it in and rewatch it, and this is a great movie. I always forget how much I like this movie. I've seen it a few times before, but I don't watch it too often, and yeah, I gave this a 9 out of 10. It does still hold up today, and I do think it's still pretty creepy. Then next up, I didn't actually finish this movie, so I can't really rate it or count it, but I figured I'd just shout it out, and that's 30 Days of Night. I fell asleep while watching this. I was only a quarter of the way through, and I just like threw it on my shelf because I didn't feel like rewatching it since it's like 113 minutes, and I wanted to move on to some other movies and just wasn't in the mood for this one at the time. So I do have to revisit this one because I've never actually watched it all the way through. This is my second time trying to watch it, and I don't know, I just can't get through it for some reason, but I know I probably will like it if I do watch it, so there's that. And then next up, this is one that's been on my pile for a while, but I wasn't watching just because it's such a long movie, and that's The Entity. This was a great movie, it did not disappoint, but like I said, it's 125 minutes, so I kept kind of putting it off just because, I don't know, I like shorter movies better. Like when I see movies that are over 2 hours, it's kind of intimidating to me. But yeah, I did give this an 8 out of 10. It's got a great soundtrack and great atmosphere, and it's pretty creepy concept behind it. Then next up, this is probably the best movie that I've watched in a long time, and that is Excision. This feels more like a coming-of-age teen type drama movie. Like, it's kind of like Carrie, where like this girl is just kind of awkward and weird and like doing these weird things, and it's just got like disturbing elements like mixed into it kind of, and then the horror part really happens at the very ending, and it's one of the just like most disturbing endings I've seen in a while for like a number of reasons. It's got a lot of great messages to it, and I could not recommend this enough. I gave it a 9 out of 10. Then next up is another great one that I have not been able to watch because I could not find it for a good price for a long time, but I finally found it for under $10, and that is the Maniac remake. I thought this was brilliant. I just saw the original last year, so I can't say that I was like a huge fan of Maniac for a long time, but I did like the original when I saw it for the first time, and I almost like this one a little bit better. I think I love the way Elijah Wood portrays the character, because it kind of reminds me of a Norman Bates type character, where he's just like this timid, weak-looking guy who you wouldn't suspect to be doing horrible things, and I think that works really well. So I gave this one a 9 out of 10 as well. Then next up, I watched 13 Ghosts, finally. This has been on my pile for a little while now, and I have to say I probably would have liked this more when I was like 13 or 14, because it seems like just like a fun, like, lighthearted movie. Besides, like, there's some pretty gory elements to it in a few parts, but this seems like something I would have enjoyed and appreciated a little more if I was younger. But I thought it was a good movie. Like, I liked the characters in it, and it wasn't bad. I thought the son was annoying, but he's not in it for that long, so that's passable. I gave this one a 7 out of 10. Then next up is another one that I bought on that sale, and that is The Loved Ones. I picked up all these movies I really wanted to see, and this was one of them that I've wanted to see for a couple months now when I first heard about it, and it did not disappoint. This is a really messed up movie. It's kind of just such a, like, strange film. It's one of those ones where, like, with like a demented, awkward girl in it. Again, I'm like a sucker for these types of movies, so if you love these movies, you'd love this one. I gave this an 8.5 out of 10. Then, moving right along, we got Ghost Ship. I've heard, like, nothing but, like bad things about this movie, to be honest, over the years. Like, not really bad things, just, like, it's just, like, an average film, and I will agree with that. It just feels very, like, 2000s, like, ghost type movie. It even says, like, it could be compared to House on Haunted Hill and 13 Ghosts on the back. I picked this up at a Goodwill just because it's in really good condition, and I am collecting VHSs, but yeah, it's one of those movies with a really great beginning, and then the rest of the movie kind of falls flat, so I only gave it a 6 out of 10. And then lastly on the pile, we have House, the original first House movie. Like I said, I'd never seen any of these movies before, but I just got the box set from a good friend, and so I finally got to check them out. These are ones I overlooked. I remember being young and always seeing this movie at the video store and wanting to check it out, but I just never got around to it for some reason. And I'm glad I finally got to see it, because I thought it was a very fun movie. Like I said, I like the plot in this one a little more than part 2. Even though it's like, it's all like comedy, horror, like it's still kind of more serious than part 2 was. And it's definitely got like music similar to Friday the 13th, because it's got the same guy writing the music. And yeah, this is just like a great 80s movie that I do recommend if you like fun movies like this and if you have not seen it. So yeah, that's all I have for right now. Thank you for watching, guys. Oh, actually, I forgot to rate that one. I think I gave it a 7.5 out of 10. So yeah, thank you for watching, guys. Sorry if I rushed this video a little bit. I'm trying to get it under 9 minutes for storage sake. But once again, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.